Hey everyone, welcome to Love to Create by Tonya. Today I'm going to be working on this beautiful fall basket wreath. This fun and simple design takes mostly Dollar Tree items, and I am going to be using my Cricut to print out this autumn harvest, and I found this little basket at our local wreath store. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take that folk art vintage white paint, and I'm just going to do a thick coat on here. And then I'm going to take and mix the vintage white with some of my burnt umber and just make those little lines down through the pumpkin to have it look a little more realistic. But this was such a fun and simple design, and I love the idea of using one of the baskets in behind as the base to make this wreath on. And it was just a really fun and simple one. And like I said, I used almost all Dollar Tree items except for my cutout that I did make on my new Cricut. But you could also use the letters that you can get at Dollar Tree. And they have these baskets everywhere at our local Goodwill and Wreath store right now. Now I'm just going to be taking this rope twine and giving the stem just a little rope twine look. I thought that looked really good with that vintage white. And then I decided to cut out my autumn harvest in the brown color. And I really like how this design didn't take a lot of items to get a really beautiful finish. And this little cinnamon broom, it's just perfect if you cut those little pieces off, and it gives you just enough of that dark brown to just tie up around the stem of the pumpkin. Now I'm just going to take a few of those little pit berries off of my leaf garland and add that to the top. And I went ahead and just hot glued this on, and it glued together really well with it being the basket out of wood and then the pumpkin out of the wood. And I think that's going to hold just fine. But you could also use a stronger glue if you felt like you were concerned that it was going to come off if you were putting this outside. Now here is a fun little tip, and I just got this one on a whim. I could not find my little foam, so I decided to grab a paper towel roll, and it worked great in a pinch. So that's a fun little tip for you and me both. And I was able just to glue the leaves right to this, and I was surprised how well it worked. I think I'm actually going to save my paper towel rolls to do this more often. But I hope you're enjoying this DIY tonight. I just love how simple it was, and I thought it was just a different type of look using that basket as the background to this. Now, when you see me make the bow here in a few minutes, these are some bows that I have made for many years, and if you would like to see a video on how to actually make several different types of these bows, I'm going to be using quite a few of them in the DIYs for the fall and Christmas theme this year. So let me know in the comments below if you'd just like to see more of a detailed video on actually how you can use different ribbons to put those bows together. But back to our little basket wreath. Isn't it turning out beautiful? I'm really pleased with this one. And this will be one of the little items that I'll have on my shelf. And I'm going to be uploading that video on Sunday. And that will have all of the items that I have created for both of the shelves in my dining room area. Well, everyone, I hope you were lucky enough to grab some of those little pitberry picks. I just love those. The colors this year were just beautiful. Now I'm going to go ahead and start making this little bow, and I just love how all of the little loops, you can make them poof up. But what I do on this one, I know it's really fast. Like I said, I'll do a slower video of these bows if everyone comments below that they would like to see that. But I really just wrap the loops, and wherever I start on the top wrapping, I always like to cut on that same side. And then I either just cut a little V or a slit in there, and I'm just going to use the rope twine this time. And when you're opening these bows up, you just want to pull from the center loops and pull one up and one down and one up and one down. And it just makes them kind of full and fluffy bows, and they just look so pretty for the fall and Christmas designs. Well, everyone, I just love how this basket wreath turned out, and I hope you do also. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you decide to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you consider doing so. And if you are a subscriber, I thank you so much for your support. Well, everyone, I'll see you Sunday with all of those wonderful DIYs that I've been working on for my shelves in my dining room. Have a great evening.